Alright, hello YouTube, and welcome back to some more From the Depths. I'm back from holiday. I'm back to recording new episodes. Hopefully you've enjoyed the ones I've left you with. There's been quite a few comments. We've passed 10,000 views on the channel. A nice milestone to be sure, but the one I'm actually waiting on to do something special for is the 100 subscribers mark, which we're getting towards. What about 83, I think, at this point? Something like that. And you might have noticed I'm also welcoming you guys to a new Skyray. Yeah, you might notice, because we've seen quite a bit of it in the episodes, it's looking a bit different at the moment. That's because this is a tuned-up version. This Skyray has a few differences, but the primary one is that it is what I'm calling the production model. This is a more complete version than the original. Walk you through the changes quickly, apart from the snazzy new coat of paint. Laser system's unchanged. On the magazines, because we knew the magazines occasionally took hits, there is an additional layer of external armour on the wings, just making it a little bit harder for the ammunition magazines to be detonated. Next up, as suggested by someone in the comments, we've tweaked the flares. You might notice instead of the myriad of small flares that really didn't do anything, we just have two huge flares now, and I have already seen in testing these things actually working, drawing away shots. They'll be a bit slower to fire, but quite a lot slower to fire, but they actually work. And the last main change that I could think of, again, apart from the new paint and the few decorations, like these neat looking night radars, is some extra engines. So it's back up to the full speed of sort of 93, 96-ish. 93, 92, 93-ish even. Add a new number. Otherwise, the Skyray is effectively the same. It's just meant to be a bit of an incremental upgrade to push an old but successful model a little bit further. Just make it a bit more durable, a little bit quicker, and make its decoy defenses actually work properly, because missiles are one of the few things that could still hit it. Some reliability. So, let us get back to the campaign, and the first thing will be try to work out how the retrofit system works, because I haven't used that for a long time. I believe, as the Skyray fleet, we can indeed retrofit them. Of course, the torpedo variant won't have the upgrades. That'll just have to make do without it. It's already... It's version 29, but a version 28 exists. No. That means it's on the newer version. Retrofit. There we go. Action model Skyray. Did that one not update then? Hang on. So retrofit. Play the two of them. Let's just teleport to them quickly and check it's actually the... Okay, yeah, they are the updated versions. You can see immediately because I've got that extra stripe on the wings. Cool. Okay, now I have got to try to remember, because again I've been on holiday for a week. I'm a little out of date. But I believe we are starting to push forward into Twin Guard territory. So I think that Malice and Nest of Bees are going to come and attack the Skyrays. That's fine. Should be well able to do with that. One other suggestion I've had from someone was to maybe do a bit of a combined force, combine some of the things like the Stingers with the battleship, and that is not at all a bad idea. That's something we're definitely going to consider doing at some point. Refinery is still... Let's double check. Refinery is still running, correct? Yes, let's send the transports out on a quick supply run while we're at it. Yes, especially that one in particular, because that one's actually full.
Moving out. Listening.
Transport number 2, which is also currently recharging. Yeah, could definitely do a run, I think, so we'll go...
Moving out. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out.
And then back as well.
Moving out.
To make sure that our one refinery is well stocked and making commodities. Accelerate time a little bit. If they don't come to us, we'll go to them. With the new Skyrays, I want to get them combat tested immediately. We still have the old version, so if we need to retrofit if it turns out we have broken something by doing this. We can do that. They might even come and attack the sifters.
Listening.
Nest of bees is. Am I confident we could take that thing on its own?
Listening.
No. I'm not with this particular fleet, but we might end up trying it anyway. Especially if they're just going to leave. I'd like to take that, because it's on 83%, so we'll maybe see if the Stingers can handle these two, but
Listening.
I really doubt they will be able to, because I've just remembered that they hate hitting small targets, and those are tiny.
Moving out.
I think frustratingly we're going to have to pull out and
Listening.
have the Sky rejoin the fight, because otherwise we're not going to hit them. That's annoying, we almost had that captured. I can float both, right. We'll do Sky Rays at the top of the list, because we want to try them. Yeah, although again, in a lot of ways, there should be no super visible difference. The point is, again, that they are small upgrades that just make them quite a bit better. They are, however, spawning in the wrong place. They should not be starting that close together. They might be at risk of hitting each other at that distance. What they're not doing is firing missiles. Yeah, I was going to say. Oh, right, yeah, they're both swarms. Yes, I suppose there's probably going to be a lot of them, but they might be quite easy targets if those lasers can get hits. I ended up also uninstalling the Mega Blocks pack, the one that adds a load of extra pieces. Partly because we haven't used it yet, but partly because there was actually some problems. Gantry blocks were not loading in properly. As for exactly why, your guess is as good as mine. Oh, don't tell me these things are self-repairing off each other. I thought the devs were specifically against that because it was because of the cheese. Or maybe not. I suppose it's the Twin Guards thing. I guess it's maybe fair. Don't know where my other two starships are, but I assume they're around here somewhere dropping missiles on things. In fact, that's them there. They're little blue engine trails. Yeah, they're trying to land hits, but I imagine they're going to struggle against these tiny little drones. Which are actually doing a remarkably good job of chasing my Skyray. How fast are these things? Spawn swarm. Oh, these are actually jets. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense now.
Engaging now.
I'd like you to target those specifically because they're fast. Thank you. So I'd like you especially to target those two.
Now.
Consider it's chasing you. What are you doing? I'm in control of its guns, aren't I? I can just tell it to... Yeah, shoot those, please. Seriously? It survived that? I wonder if they're scrambling my radar or if I'm just... if the lasers just aren't super precise against small targets. I've had trouble with the drones before. It might just be that lasers aren't that precise because they're moving quite quickly as well. Should get at least one missile hit though. These things are reasonably agile. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't take many. What are you? Is this another swarm? Meek swarm. No, these are different. Oh, these are little helicopters. Okay. Yeah, these are not as fast. That's the Stingers failing to hit anything. They may need some work on some future video as well. But yes, I do want to, while I'm thinking about it, say a little thank you to everyone who's been sort of commenting and supporting the channel while I've been away. It's greatly appreciated. So you guys are actually enjoying what I'm putting the work in to make. Or at least I think you guys are.
Moving now. Listening. Moving out.
Push forwards a bit over there.
Listening.
Actually on point it is.
Listening.
No.
Listening.
You are still needed, sir. Over there. I did not select you just for the joy of selecting you. Shadow and a nest of bees. I think about it, isn't nest of bees a bit of a weird term? Shouldn't it be hive? I can't believe I only just thought of that, but... Okay, so we have a few... I hadn't even noticed we were going to have a council meeting coming up, so... Our options are getting a bit worse at this point, because there's less of them, so we can... continue our fight with the twin guards that will apparently cost us a huge amount of commodities. I'm not sure why, but okay. Start also fighting the Grey Talons for 6 million commodities. Or we can do that. Which is quite a lot. Fighting the Grey Talons as well is not ideal, but we could give it a try. The Grey Talons are certainly one of the endgame factions, but we're getting to the point where we're running out of choices. Join the Scarlet Dawn against the Steel Striders and the Grey Talons for 4 million. Nope. Well, we'd have a very strong ally, but... yeah, I don't think we want to be doing that. Join the Steel Striders in a war, but lose 5 million. We're not doing that. Join the Scarlet Dawn fighting everybody for 6 million. Or in various combinations. See, ideally we want to keep finding the Twin Guard. Because those are the ones we're pushing into at the moment. I think we're starting to get through them. We have fought some of their godlies recently, so I think they'll be somewhat weak at the moment. So I think we may be... much as I don't want to fight the Grey Talons, because they're one of the strongest, I know that much. I think we're going to go to war with the Twin Guard and the Grey Talons. Because that's a good set of resources. 6 million is not a small amount of commodities. That's, 6 battleships if we needed it, or well, 5 realistically, but yeah, I think we take that. But we focus on the Twin Guard. We may, however, want to shore up our borders, because the Grey Talons are right there. But the second main fleet is going to start taking territory straight away.
Moving out.
And we may end up having some of those start building ships over there, but... yes, this is potentially a very bad thing. I'm going to save here. Not save vehicle, save campaign. Oh boy. So we'll soon, I suspect, be starting to see Grey Talon ships. For the moment, let's also bring that over, because we've got a point there. In fact, we could build a gatherer on it, and then we wouldn't have to leave the sky rays on it capturing. Time acceleration time. Keeping a bit of an eye on that, because that's Grey Talon territory there. In fact, you can see it, it's got the things on it. We're going to come from anywhere, it'll be from there, and I don't know what we'll be seeing early on, but the problem with the Grey Talons potentially is they are an entirely airborne faction. They are all airships and things. And of course, our strongest unit, as we well know, is the Skyray. Now, we have just upgraded it, and it seems to be in a good spot still. But potentially, we might be finding things that are effectively similar sort of idea as the Skyray, but stronger. I do believe they stick more to their kinetic guns, but they are well built. They will be quite sturdy crafts, I believe. So that's going to be interesting. Oh, and we've seen the first one already. Sentient. Oh no, isn't that huge? Isn't that really bad? 250,000. Okay, it's not enormous, but it's bad. Right. It's probably going to end up fighting our Sifter and probably squashing it, but we might potentially do some damage with missiles. This Sifter, meanwhile, is about to be attacked by a Wren and a Broodmother, which is not great. It probably can't take that on. But we might have to try it anyway and have it maybe focus the Broodmother. Might be able to destroy that. Maybe knock out those drones of its secondaries. Until they actually start a fight, we'll just stick with it for now. I think the Skyray is going to be needed over there. Okay. Yeah, time to do that fight. Specifically target that Broodmother.
Listening.
Pause for a moment. Right. So we have those little seabound drones. I remember these guys. Yeah, with the tiny lasers. This.
Engaging now.
That should be your target. Oh, lasers. Yeah, I forgot that's got a big bank of lasers as well. Oh boy, are we still up? We are for the moment. No, we are very down. Okay, so the Broodmother just smashed the Sifter. Will any of these make contact? I see LAM systems. Oh, full volley hit. Yeah, the sifter's going down, but I think we've also smashed the brood mother, so that kind of went about as well as we were hoping. 1 for 1 in this particular fight, and I think a brood mother's worth more than the sifter, but I could be wrong. We'll spawn at it, but it's going down, that one. It's completely destroyed. Oh, did I get a missile off? Was that one of theirs? Yeah. Okay, that could have gone worse. We did destroy half of their force there. And the main thing is they're going to have to go and do something else for a moment.
Listening.
Was that? Oh, was that,
Listening.
sifter over here? Was that supposed to be,
Listening. Moving out.
what do you call it? Was that supposed to be building a thing there? Also, we need to move these, because these are in the wrong place now. They're supposed to be in a
Moving out.
wide wing.
Listening.
Right. We'll do gatherer, and then we can leave the gatherer there, and that can capture.
Listening.
These sky rays can go chase that swarm,
Moving out.
and gather that salvage as well.
Listening.
Stingers are capturing that.
Listening. Listening.
Right, you can go back to here and be rebuilt.
Moving out.
It will enable repairs.
Moving out.
Oh.
Listening.
That appears to have effectively broken it. We will instead delete it then.
Listening. Moving out.
The wrens are running away now. What do you expect? You bought this upon yourselves, fellas. How much close can we get?
Listening. Listening.
That much. There's a lot of energy weapons, but don't know if it's going to save them. Ow. Tiny particle cannon explosion. Yes, of course, I do have to remember as well that ours is not the upgraded version. Yeah, I tried to make it as obvious visually as possible in case I got them confused, but I don't think that's likely. I think we've knocked them out fairly quickly, which is about what I expected, although the torpedo one took some damage. Particle cannon hit must have hit something vital. Oh. Oh! They sent a craft round to attack the gatherer. Okay.
Listening.
We're going to lose that gatherer. Where's our transport? Okay, I think our space transport did
Listening.
not get set up correctly. It was not picking up the resources from the gathering runs.
Listening. Moving out.
Okay, back to there,
Moving out.
then back to
Moving
there, and then back home.
Moving out.
I have a feeling I've just sent 2 gatherers off that aren't actually gathering things, or 2 transports off that aren't actually gathering resources.
Moving out.
But I
Moving
think
out.
that will be okay. So, as we're over here,
Listening.
the gatherer
Listening.
is not armed, which is a slight problem. So we're going to lose this fight by default, I'm pretty sure. We could potentially slap a gun on it, but I don't think that's going to be enough. What we will do, however, is get a look at what we're facing. So, too high, okay. So that is a lamprey. Oh my god, it is just gun. 70,000 resources. It's just a gun. Yeah, it's just what? 4 gun turrets? 5 gun turrets. Wow, okay. 5 gun turrets and a missile launcher. It also was flying too high when it spawned in. So it's a rickety little gun platform. And I guess we can spawn ourselves in a little bit of a defense. If we have to man it ourselves, and add some ammunition as well. Man the hastily assembled defences. Very good, is he? Might as well at least try and defend ourselves, right? And that thing is almost entirely firepower. We might hurt something. Trying to aim for that gun. That looks explosive. Currently reloading. In fact, let's aim specifically for underneath it. Thought we'd have reloaded by now, though. But yeah, that is... Jesus Crimbo, that is loud. That is a drumstick design if I ever saw one, with the engines out and stick like that. Oh, we're firing. Okay, I was going to say, are we going to ever reload? That thing is definitely loud. I hope that's not too loud on your guys' end. Ram cannons are noisy, apparently. Oh, we lost the gun. Yeah, I think we lose this gatherer, which is kind of a shame, because it was quite heavily loaded. I'll actually jump off so I'm not wasting resources repairing it. Okay, so the lamprey is... Well, if that's what they're all like, it's a slightly grim indicator. That is a very heavily armed craft. We might need to get a new airship under construction. Maybe in the next episode, maybe a small fighter airship of some sort. Something that could fight a craft like that. Oh, yeah, and there's more blockading going on up here. Flytraps have been blockaded by the Ascension.
Listening.
Let's at least give this some ammunition. There's a single flytrap.
Listening.
Right, let's see what we're... Oh, my God. Oh, it's a carrier. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's a... No, it's not a... It is a carrier, okay. Could I hit this with a preemptive strike anywhere that would potentially at least hurt it somewhat? There. Count. What is going on? Camera's being very weird. Right, hopefully we're at least firing. We are. Good. I have a feeling we're not going to last very long. By that I mean like one volley maybe, but... Okay, this thing's got lamb's defences. And EMP missiles. Oh boy. So it's got backup drones, which admittedly did just crash into each other. Let's fire whatever we've got left. It's got EMP missiles. It's got strong lambs, or at least maybe not strong lambs, but strong enough to knock out my missiles anyway. However, it does look, I will note, that despite the cost of this thing, it's not tremendously heavily armed. It has 2 crown cannons under the underside. 3? No, just 2. On each side. So it's got 4 crown cannons. Oh no, it's got deck-mounted guns as well. Yeah, okay. It's not very heavily armed though, especially not for a ship of its actual like size, because it is quite large. I think we are going to need our own counter-force of airships. Because we're going to also need to be fast to get over to that side of the map in time to do anything. Which is frustrating because I think we had the Twin Guard. And now I'm starting to worry. Oh, a Juggernaut, hello. Now that is a craft whose name I recognise. They had some godlies saved. If it's still a godly anyway. Because this thing is a big old robot. We are starting to hit the hard times, I think. Right.
Engaging now.
Target the base, please. You better fire quick, because you're only going to get one volley. Yeah, so this is the big guy, as far as the Twin Guard mechs go. He's got Sea-Wiz. Sifter's done for. It's a matter of whether its volleys get through. Which they do. Maybe? I think he's got like a decoy inside that shield. I think it's actually drawing shots in. Is that a mini drone or mini mech with it as well? Yeah, there's a smaller one with it as well. What are you? Marksman. We fought one of those before? I think we fought one of those before. I'm sorry? What is this? What is this UFO that I see before me? Hello? Oh, it's a missile. Why is the smoke so black? That's a weird looking missile. I've never seen one like that. Okay.
Listening.
Oh, they built a big swarm. Okay, big swarm, right.
Listening.
Okay.
Moving out.
Moving forwards, it may be a case of we have to assassinate the Twin Guards base quickly so we can then deal with the Grey Talons. If we can pull that sort of maneuver off anyway. Right. We're going to start a fight with that entire group. They've fought some impressive numbers before. I believe they can do it again. But I think next time we are going to be starting work on our next big construct, and it's going to have to be an airship. And it's going to have to be good. Because I'm a little worried now about some of the things we've seen. That is a nest of bees in the water. That's a bit unusual. So what have we got for the drones? We've got several squads of drones. We have the marksman, Shadow.
Engaging now.
I think I'm going to prioritise the Shadow as the biggest target off the bat. Although that is not good. What is that? Oh, that's the nest of bees. Okay. Not sure what we've ultimately targeted. It might be a bit random. Oh, it's targeted the base. I hadn't even noticed they've got a base. That's not really priority target, guys. It's the thing shooting lasers back at you. You're like this guy. Actual damage being sustained fairly low. I forget that these guys do have some protection against lasers because they've got the energy shields and they do work against them. At least some targets are picking the right thing to shoot at. Not sure what that one is shooting at though, unless there's a submarine down there. Oh, that was a bad mover. You're not going to crash, are you, fellas? No. It looks a little close, but they have not crashed. They are targeting the base, however, which is not really what I want them to be shooting at. It isn't really priority target. It's not. It's got guns, but they're not tremendously heavily armed. Apparently it does explode well, though. That might be a magazine explosion. Or maybe not. Oh, it is building more units, though. Yeah, maybe that is a good idea. Killed something in the water there. That's good. Oh, there is something down there. What's down here, then, that you guys are shooting at? Oh, it's little drones. Oh, submarine drones. I see. Okay. Not, again, really what you want to be shooting at, but... Okay, they are shooting at the Shadow now. That's good. Should really be targeting the torso, because that's the bit that keeps it alive, but... Or torso, the base. I think we're going to get this one, though. I wasn't quite sure what they were shooting at, but they do seem to have brought down most of the enemy vehicles quite swiftly, and we're not taking too much return fire. I'll check the two new Skyrays after the battle and see if their new armor upgrades have prevented any unfortunate explosions, but well, that looks like it might still have suffered one anyway. No, that's the older one, so it doesn't matter, and it hasn't actually exploded anyway yet. There we go. Base destroyed. Oh, I thought the rest of it would sink, but apparently it just auto-died. I think it was taking torpedo hits though, which helped. Must have been from the torp variant. Perfectly timed volleys. Oh, there goes the little ones. Yeah, did I set these things to target based on speed? Is that why they're going after what they are? I won't be at all surprised. If I get the submarines now. Missiles, however, are going on radar signature, so they found the base. What was this thing trying to build? Scorn, as it's building drones, okay. Or rather, it tried to. Now I think they're targeting little drones? Which that's true, there's torpedoes under the water, but there's torpedo drones under the water, but that's not going to save them because we've got the We specifically got the sonar boys. And the lasers can potentially hit them. But I don't rate their chances. Let's see if the torpedoes look like they're tracking. But to me, at least, it looks like they are. Is an enemy under the water? No, that's no drone. Oh, that's what that thing was. It's a Malice. Must be using supercavitation rounds. There are bullet types that can move at nearly full speed underwater, so it must be firing those. Interesting choice. But yes, dangerous as submarines are, we built the Tort variant to fight things like the Hydrovolt. We can see it. Means we can hit it. The torpedoes seem to be having a little bit of a hard time tracking it. Oh, unless it does that. Whatever that was that it did. Let's check those shells. Is that what I think it is? Is it supercavitation? Yes, I think that's what that spiral base is. Yeah, so that's firing shells designed to shoot out of the water. It's an interesting idea. Not, methinks, perhaps the most effective, but... sonar lock's proving a bit iffy on our torpedoes, but some of them are getting hits. The lasers, however, are not working well. Oh, maybe those aren't torpedoes, mine. Those might be missiles. There's a railgun as well. Though with no barrel, I can't imagine they're hitting many of those. It must definitely be the only target at this point, because it's the only thing they're firing at. That's more like it. Got a proper sonar lock on that one. Structural integrity failing, and it's down. Excellent work, fellas, and you're going to be needed, because again, I think with the Greyhounds already proving quite strong, and the fact we're going to need our air fleets, I think next episode we'll maybe start working on an airship anyway. We'll do a building episode. But I think we're also going to need to have to try, even though it's maybe a little cheesy, sort of assassinating the bases, but like I think we're maybe going to have to try and push into their territory quite quickly and try and knock out their base so we can not worry about the war on this side and redirect around to here, because we have a bit of a problem here. But I think for actually maybe the start of the next episode we might go after that Perseus. But yes, for now, as I always say, I'll try to remember to say, check out the description. There's some links for some stuff you might like there. I do make games as well as playing them, and you might like what I've made. I'll catch you guys all again next time. Goodbye.